Good day, this is Jeanette Lumley, host of On the Move. It's a podcast that's up and running. And on this journey, today I'll be speaking with Michael Jagdeo, president of Unicorn Launching. And Michael will be discussing further about the CyberX event that will be taking place May 28th and 29th this year. About 9,000 people will be in that room. Why don't you join me on that platform on that day? Michael will discuss further. Have a good day.
Janet, thank you so much for having me on. I look forward to seeing you at the CyberX event, where I'll be presenting the alchemy of music and also playing steel pan. May 28th, 29th, siberx.org. See you then.
Good morning. I'm Jeanette Lumley. I'm just here with another episode of Why People No Listen. And I don't know why people no listen. Example, on May the 22nd at Trinity Bellwood Parks was an example of why people no listen. But let's hear what Michael Jagdeo has to say about his perspective on why people no listen. Take it out, Michael.
It's a good question, Janet. Why people no listen? I think if you take any picture of the people at Trinity Bellwoods who were, supposedly not doing what we want them to do, if you look at their biology, it's like, how are you going to stop? It's sunny outside. Corn is planting, okay? People are between the ages of 16 and 24 and it's hot outside and you're going to tell them not to procreate? Good luck. You want to know why people don't listen? Biology. Good luck. Language disguises thoughts. They're not denying the ban. They just want to procreate.
Yes, Michael. I'm looking at the demographics, based on what you were saying about the young, that language disguises thoughts. And I'm going to agree with that because, and then with the group of individuals that were there, you're correct. It's about ages 16 to 24. And on the news since last night, that's what they were been talking about, that these guys, they don't listen. Some of them are going to end up infecting other people. It's just going to be the gathering, I guess, the language of listening or adhering to rules doesn't exist within these demographics. And I can relate even with a young person, having...
At the end of the day, we know so little about this that if people are now going outside, this is the only way we're going to know, really, what's going to happen. And if all of a sudden a bunch of people get sick from going outside, that's going to be all the data we need. It's perfectly reasonable to expect that all the people at Trinity Bellwoods don't get sick. And then we'll have the research. But it could go the other way. I'm not going to be the infantry jumping over the trench to find out if the enemy has machine guns. You know what I mean? Someone else wants to go test out if they have machine guns or tanks or sound weapons. Hey, you can be the infantry if you want. I'm going to watch by the safety of the trench.
So, Michael, would you consider it a trick to open up, allowing people to go outside to get sick, to create more data? Do you think that's what it is?
I don't think it's necessarily a trick. Like I said, it's hot outside. People want to procreate. They're just going to go outside no matter what. We could have aliens roaming the street and you still have people want to meet up for Tinder. So people are just going to go outside. Now we're just going to have the data. And, for better or for worse, like the people who get sick, but everyone who leaves their home knows that they're going outside of a trench, and we don't know what happens outside. I don't want to be too alarmist, but it's really the truth. You don't know what you don't know. That's why you don't know it.
I definitely agree with you, because I'm not going to be one of those statistics either to be going out there just to prove a point when you're told to stay safe by staying home, practice physical distancing, social distancing, and so forth, right? So I believe there are reasons why they're saying. And I remember at the beginning of all this, we were told, try not to get this coronavirus, because we see how devastated it is, right, around the globe. And I do not understand why many individuals are taking that risk. And the millennials, they're a good example of why they don't listen.
Yeah, Men I Trust People, Vibes Cartel. It's words to live by, that's for sure. Lyrics to live by. As a headhunter, it's weird because I almost rely on people to tell me wagwan. So I guess what it is mistrust everyone a little bit, but it is it is on you to find the truth, not upon people to present you with it. So complain all you want about people having bias, but who among us doesn't have a bias?
I definitely agree with that statement. Everybody have a bias, but it's how we perceive it.
Same time, Trinidad had Carnival in February, and they had a great time. So, biology is going to want to procreate. So, and at the same time, you have the wisdom that I don't have because you've lived through so much. Imagine what decisions you might make if you were 16 years old and there was a fete, there was a dance going on, and Burro Banton and Beanie, not even Beanie Man, like Burro Banton and Gregory Isaacs and those guys were playing. You're not going to go to that dance? Come on now. It's tough. We go back to that Icarus and Daedalus picture. He's looking at him. He's like, don't fly too high. And the guy can't see it. Why? Because he's never flown in his life. He's never fell in his life. What could he possibly know of the risks of flying too close to the sun, going out too soon? At the end of the day, men I trust people. So Janet, let me ask you now, given that risk cannot be destroyed, risk can only be transformed, Hofstein, what are you doing to transform this risk? What are you doing to take part in the fourth industrial revolution and get yours? What are you doing right now?
Excellent question, Michael. I love it. I'm a risk taker because as an entrepreneur, you have to take risks. But not only that, when you invited me on March the 10th of this year to the Canadian Women in Cyber Security, that event blown me away to see how many opportunities where technology is going. And for that reason, just recently, I continue to work on my On the Move journey, which now it has become a corporation working with many businesses, Jamaican to be more specific, here in Toronto and in Jamaica as well. I have so many connections. And as a result of that, I'm trying to compile a list together to invite them now to the upcoming May 28th, 29th event hosted by CyberX again. I'm looking forward to it. And you know what? I love to transform lives because it does, when you can impact lives and make a difference and even introduce new things to individuals. That's just like myself. When I entered that event, I'm a risk taker and I love to look at opportunities, and the amount of opportunities I saw at that day's event just blown me away. The fact that you have a straw that is made out of stainless steel, health company offering work to individuals where they can actually be their own boss, make their own hours. It's amazing, and the list goes on and on and on. So yes, again, I am a risk taker and I'm willing to take whatever risk it takes to transform lives as we go through this pandemic.